Hi there, I'm Buddha and you're watching Dr. Guitar, a show for all you guitarists out there. In today's episode, I will be showing you a great secret weapon that I recently found. Not that recently, but comparing to the years I've been playing, it's very recent, which is the EQ pedal. I have with me the Boss GE7, which is a graphic EQ pedal, but there are a lot of pedals out there. The thing I really love about this Boss GE7 is that it has a volume slider, so it can be a clean boost. It can be just a boost in volume. So why do I need a graphic EQ? It's really great to tailor your tone. The first thing that comes to mind is if you're playing rented backline, like you're playing rented amps, and you don't know which amp you will be getting. And even if you know the amp you're getting, probably it's the speaker is different or the tubes are not in that great shape. So this can be your secret weapon. You can tailor your tone into the amp and make it sound a lot closer to what you want instead of just playing with it. But it can be a boost for solos, for example. It can be a cut if you want to clean an amp. It can change dramatically your guitar tone. You can use it to have, for example, a single coil guitar sounding one way, and then you use a Les Paul, for example, with humbuckers, and you want it a little less mid-rangey, a little less humbucker sounding. You can tailor it so you can try to match your guitar tone better. But it can also change completely the personality of your pedals. So in today's episode, I have a Mayer Axis Fuzz, which is a fuzz face. I have the Plimsoul, the Fulltone Plimsoul, which is an overdrive that can go a lot of places. And I have the amps 2-channel overdrive. I will be foot switching it here. So the graphic EQ is before the amp, but it is after the pedals. I also have the Ditto looper here, just so I can record something into it and then play it back through the pedals and keep changing the EQ so you can listen to what it does in real time. Let's go to the first use of the graphic EQ. Supposedly you have your clean tone, which if you have been watching the show, you know I almost never use clean tone. So what I call clean is a cleanish tone. It's this. Which is clean, but if I dig in, it starts to compress, which I love. So if you have this clean tone and you just you have a rhythm tone, and then you want to go to solo or to add some lick, you just add the slider up and you have a boost. Without it, and this is I'm using, by the way, I'm using the marvelous Royal. Let me light it up. I'm using the marvelous Royal Atlantic Mesa Boogie with a 4x12, which is a really great all-around amp. But I'm using it, although it has a lot of headroom, I'm using it on 50 watts. So it is on the verge of breakup, when you use a boost pedal into an almost overdriving amp, you will end up overdriving it more. So So just by adjusting this simple slider, the level slider, you have an overdrive pedal, but you're not really overdriving in the pedal, you're overdriving the front of the amp. So you're taking advantage of the tubes in the amp, you're making it cook a lot more. Okay? But you can use it in the reverse way. If we use the dirty channel on the amp, we can use the pedal to clean it up. So here's my overdriven red channel. If I use the slider down, it cleans up. And then I can use the pedal off for my solo tone. So this is my rhythm. This might not sound super obvious with a switching channel amp, but for example with my Supros or with a Bassman, with any tube amp that you are overdriving the power section, so you have to choose if you want a clean amp or if you want a dirty amp. When you have a dirty amp for your solo and you love that overdriven amp, you can use the GE7 to clean it up. It's beautiful. So if the amp is already cooking a lot, you can use it to tame it a little bit. And then you have your rhythm tone, and without the pedal you have your lead tone. So this is a great way to use the GE7, and you're not even using the equalizer yet. Okay? Another way to use it is to use the equalizer. So let's hear how the equalizer sounds. I have a pre-G major chord recorded in the loop, in the Ditto looper. So I will be playing it back and moving the slider so you can hear the guitar. Okay, so you can listen to what all the sliders do. So the 100 Hertz and the 200 Hertz are the deep bass thing. The 400 is the low mid. The 800 is the honky mid. The 1K is the presence. 2K starts to be the brightness, and 6K it's super bright. So usually when I get like Fender twin reverbs, super bright amps, I can use the pedal and tame it a little or even cut it all off. You can really change how the amp sounds just by using it in conjunction. So let's do like a mid-range honk and then a mid-range boost. I mean a mid-range, a mid-scoop tone and a mid-range boost. So mid-scoop. So with this mid-scooped tone, you have a lot less drive, a lot more bass and treble. So you have a lot scooper tone, a lot jazzier. Without the pedal. So you have two completely different characters from the amp. So you can imagine, and let's try to see if we have volume match. So with the pedal on, it sounds a little quiet, a little quieter. Let's use it, the slider, to adjust the volume we lost. So you can now imagine why this is a great pedal. It is a great pedal for any studio pedal board when you don't know what tones you will need to get. So this is your all-in-one pedal, because you can really change the character of the amp. If you want a really thin tone, you just take off the low mids. Let's use it with a drive channel. And boost. So you can do it all. You can change the total character of the amp. Another great way of using the equalizer, the graphic EQ pedal, is to change the character of your pedals, your overdrive pedals. Jack White, the Black Keys, they use it a lot to change the character of the fuzz. Sometimes fuzzes can be too brittle and too mid-scoop. They don't have mid-range. That's why they work really great with an overdrive pedal in front of it, or so after it, or into an already overdriven amp, because the amp will compress, will give it a lot more mid-range, and it will sound a lot better with it. So let's try the Axis Fuzz, the Roger Mayer Axis Fuzz, straight to the amp. Get it? You can get thousands of different pedal tones with this graphic EQ. So it's incredible. I really love it. I really dig it. And you can also change a lot if you have the pedal before the fuzz pedal. It changes a lot too. We can try it. Then with an overdrive, like the Plimsoul. This is also a great pedal that I recently bought, and I'm really loving it. It's one of my favorite overdrives at the moment because you can do a lot with it. But this is not about the Plimsoul. So we have this tone, which is a great tone. Okay, then we can change it a lot. We could scoop it, give it a little bass boost, a little bright boost, and scoop the mid-range. Make it sound like a metal zone, or we can do the opposite and just boost the mid-range. we are giving it a lot more of a tube screamer type sounding. When you cut the bass, it always sounds worse when you're playing by your own, but sometimes in the middle of a mix, within a band context, it's great to cut the bass. So you can use it like this and cut a little bass, a lot on 100, a little on 200. Give it a little more sparkle. Okay, and we can make it sound like a radio too. So use it. We cut a lot and boost a lot. Well, we can do a lot of things. The 1K is the wah-wah sounding on full on. So if we use the gain channel, if instead of cutting all, we just boost this. It's kind of endless, and you can also tailor it by using it on the effects loop of an amp, if you have an effect loop, and it will change completely the response of your amp. That's another solution. But usually I use it not for this extreme settings, but just for the thing I need. Like if I need to cut above the mix, it's a great clean boost. But sometimes you clean it, you do a clean boost, and then you lose something. You need a little more presence or a little less bass, and you have it here. So just by that, it is a great pedal. Well, that's it. I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope you have enjoyed the show. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's super important that you come along with us and share it with the world. Share the knowledge. Leave your comments. Let us know what you do and leave suggestions. I love your suggestions. Thank you so much. We'll see each other next week on Monday.